YouTube, what's going on, my fragrant friends out there in the YouTube community? I am Darian, better known as the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. What do I love to do? Look good, as you can tell, and I love to smell amazing. Today I want to do a list for you guys, and this list is going to be my most complimented, sexy, alluring fragrances. These are the fragrances in my fragrant journey that have garnered me compliments more times than not. These fragrances that I'm going to talk to you about today are batting about 800, which means about 8 out of 10 times that I've worn it, I've gotten a compliment. Now, these fragrances on this list are what I would call sexy and seductive fragrances. These are the ones that are going to draw them closer. Now, I understand, fellas. I know we wear fragrances for ourselves, right? I'm one of those, and I'm included in that number as well. I wear fragrances for me. But at the end of the day, if I'm being honest, it doesn't really hurt when someone pays me a compliment, especially someone of the opposite sex. So without further ado, we're about to go ahead and jump into this list of my top 10 most sexy, complimented fragrances that drive the ladies goo-goo gaga. So fellas, if you want to know what those fragrances are, I will pretty much every time I wear them, but because most people already know that, I just want to put them in as quick honorable mentions, and that being Dior Sauvage. This one is the EDT. I do have the EDP as well, and I like the EDP a little bit better. I can't find it right now, so I hope nobody hasn't taken it from me. I don't think so, but the EDT or the EDP, preferably for me the EDP, but this one, every time I wear it, compliment. It's sexy. It drives women crazy. They compliment it, again, 100% of the time. So I wanted to definitely mention Dior Sauvage. And of course, Creed Aventus. It is what it is, guys. These two fragrances are talked about a lot, but that is for good reason. They're great fragrances and they work. So Dior Sauvage and Creed Aventus are two fragrances that drive women insane, but they just came in honorable mentions because you guys already knew that, right? These fragrances are in no particular order. I'm just going to give you 10 fragrances that, again, for me, have garnered me a lot of compliments and women find them very, very sexy. The first one I want to talk about is from the house of Bond, number 9, and that is Bond number 9, New York Oud. This fragrance is rose and oud. It's not a dark, skanky, medicinal type oud. It's more of a soft oud that's kind of put on a bed of roses. And that's what you get with this, guys. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Fragrances for me that kind of lean a little bit feminine, definitely unisex type fragrances that have florals, and fragrances that are extremely masculine are the fragrances for me that work the best on my skin. This fragrance gets me compliments pretty much every time I wear it. It's sexy. Women seem to love fragrances on me that contain a note of rose. So when you take rose and a light oud, you get this right here. This is Bond number 9's New York Oud. If you haven't put your nose on it, go pick it up because the ladies really love it. The next fragrance on this list for me is one of my all-time favorite fragrances from the house of Tom Ford. This is Tom Ford Noir Extreme. This has that coffee note, which is an Indian dessert. This is sweet, sexy, and seductive. Man, I can't get enough of this one, and the ladies can't get enough. This one doesn't project a whole lot, but that's the beauty about this. Sexy and seductive fragrances are fragrances that you want to draw them in, and that's what this one does. If somebody gets in my scent radius right here is on and popping, baby. From the house of Tom Ford, this is Noir Extreme. Next fragrance on this list comes again from the house of Bond No. 9, and this is Bond No. 9 Bleecker Street. There's something about this fragrance, that blueberry and caramel, vanilla type thing that's going on with this, that just really attracts women. They compliment me on this one. I love to wear this one because I know at the end of the day, I'm gonna get that gourmand feel thing going on, and the ladies are gonna be attracted to it. So this one, again, one of those fragrances that bats pretty high for me, over 800. This is Bond No. 9 Bleecker Street. The next fragrance for me comes from the Tom Ford Private Blend line, and this fragrance is Oud Wood. This fragrance has woods and oud, and of course, again, this is another fragrance that's not one of those dark medicinal type ouds. This one is kind of light, and it has a host of different woody type vibes going on with it. But man, listen, I wore this on my wife's birthday, and she pretty much stayed close to me all night. She was laying on my chest, and she said, "Baby, what are you wearing? You smell so good." And I said, "I smell good because I have on Oud Wood." Fellas, if you haven't put your nose on this one, please check it out. Oud Wood, one of the fragrances that drives women insane. The next fragrance on my list comes from the house of Creed, and this is Creed Silver Mountain Water. This one just works. People talk about this inky thing going on. It has green tea, black currant, some other florals going on in this, some white floral notes. But guys, listen. Listen, fellas, listen. This right here drives women crazy. When you put this one on and you walk out and you get your strut on, this one right here is gonna get you some very positive attention. Most of you probably have already put your nose on it. If you haven't, please do, because this is one that the ladies love. This is from the house of Creed. This is Silver Mountain Water. The next fragrance on my list may come as a surprise to some of you. They call it the Blue Beast, but for me, it really works. This is one of those uber masculine fragrances that just drives women crazy. I'm talking about Interlude, man. This is smoky, and I mean really smoky. I mean like, this is chronic type smoky on the beginning because that oregano note. But when this dries down, it dries down kind of sweet, and the smokiness kind of goes to the background. Oh my God, this is one of those super masculine, sexy fragrances that women really love. This is from the house of Amouage, and this is Interlude, man. The next fragrance on this list comes from the house of Parfums de Marly, and this is Layton. Another one that drives them crazy. This fragrance is kind of gourmand. It has vanilla, sandalwood. It's kind of spicy. It has pepper on the top, some mandarin, bergamot. All those notes come together to make a beautiful, sexy, gourmand type fragrance. I wore this one a couple days ago, and the compliments did not stop rolling in all day. From the time I left the house to the time I got back home, this one got me great compliments, and it does that on a consistent basis. That's why it's on this list. From the house of Parfums de Marly, this is Layton. The next fragrance on this list for me comes again from the house of Tom Ford, and this is Tom Ford's Black Orchid. Now this fragrance for me, I had the EDT. I prefer the EDT over the EDP because the EDP is a little bit too concentrated for me, but the EDT works magic on my skin. You have the Yang Ylang, and you also have black truffle, so you kind of get this chocolatey floral thing going on, and then it dries down to some incense. Guys, listen, women love this stuff on my skin, and they will probably love it on your skin. I didn't like it at first, but once I actually got my hands on the sample and kind of started to really wear it and saw the reactions, I had to bottle it up from the house of Tom Ford. This is mysterious, this is sexy and seduction all in one bottle. I'm talking about Black Orchid from the house of Tom Ford. Next fragrance on this list comes from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian. It's the best amber-based fragrance on the planet. I'm talking about Grand Soir. This is just kind of grown man, sexy, sultry seduction in a bottle. Ladies are drawn to it. I get compliments all the time, guys. If you haven't put your nose on Grand Soir, you really need to do so, because it's that time of the year in the fall, winter season where this stuff shines. From the house of Maison Francis Kirkjohn, another sexy seductive one. We're talking about Grand Swarm. And last but not least, the last fragrance on my list comes from the house of By Kilian, and this is Black Phantom. Over the top compliments, sexy. This is a gourmand fragrance that women truly love on my skin. I've described it when I did my review as one of my favorite drinks from Starbucks, a white chocolate mochaccino. That's kind of sort of what this reminds me of. And on my skin, this shines. I get asked every time I worn this, what is that you are wearing? Because it smells so darn good on you. Guys, I'm talking about Black Phantom from the house of By Kilian. So guys, those are my top 10 fragrances that I get compliments. My top 10 sexy, seductive fragrances in my collection. Guys, don't forget, if you haven't already, go ahead and take a quick moment to hit like, go ahead and hit subscribe, and go ahead and share this video. Now, why would you do that? Because I'm a bow-tie fragrance guy. I love to look good, and I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, but keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.